So the last time we talked to you, you were doing dinosaurs, if I recall
Yes,
correctly.
I
So,
was.
so why have you moved on to cryptozoological beings?
Well, I feel like we're living in the era of. I mean, I've heard the phrase "Halloween is canceled" a lot these days, and rightly so. I mean, it's not totally the time to be socializing and out about. But I did a project a while back called the Ada Zoo in front of my house, and it created some memories for myself, and I've been told to others that I will never forget. It's a daily growing project, and I really wanted to pull in some opportunities to talk about other parts of the world. So I've been focusing on different aspects of education, and this time around I'm going to focus on geography. So I've got a huge map that I'm going to put out in front of the house, and every time I add a cryptid or mythological creature, I will post where the sightings have happened or where the legends have come from, which is kind of a cool way to hopefully teach kids about our planet.
Awesome. So you're not doing this. This isn't the Ada Zoo. Like this isn't alphabetical. This obviously, I guess, because there's probably not
It
enough
will
cryptids
be.
to fill that. Oh,
So it was kind of a challenge, but I built out the list, and actually all of the cutouts now exist. So I have A through Z all planned out. Thankfully, I got them cut before the smoke rolled in.
right.
But yeah, so I have an A through Z.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so was this did you have like an interest in the sort of cryptozoology kind of field? Was this like is this something that's kind of like close to you before you started this project, or?
I've always been into cryptozoology. It's just something that has been amazing. I mean, I grew up with like Gremlins, like these kind of kids friendly horror films, and I think that automatically pulls you into that. Bigfoot was always a fascination. There was a show on Animal Planet called Animal X that I was obsessed with as a kid that focused on different like cryptid every week.
Mhm.
And it just kind of sticks with you. I think when you go down the rabbit hole or the spiral, you're just like, all right, well, I'm gonna be into this forever. Um, I am allowing mythological creatures to be a part of this too. So I've got a dragon in my alphabet. There's potentially a couple other fan favorites too.
So so what are some of your favorites in this in the collection?
Oh man, well I had to put a few fan favorites in there. So A and B I won't spoil since they're so early, but I promise everyone knows them.
Okay.
I was a big sucker of jackalopes as a kid. And we
Uh,
went out west, and I saw like a stuffed bust of a jackalope, and I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. But I think my personal favorite in the entire alphabet, and this is an exclusive, I'll spoil it for you, is
okay.
probably the Frogman of Loveland, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
um, and there's like a kind of funny image that shows up when you search the Loveland Frogman. But it's been really fun to kind of, I did the A to Zoo, I did dinosaurs, and we have a pretty good idea of what all those things look like. But this really allows for a lot of creative uh, stretching of the truth, because the truth isn't known. There's no scientific backing of any of these things. So
Mhm.
the Frogman is sitting across from me right now, and I'm pretty excited to share him with the world.
Well, what is the story? I mean, I've heard of the Frogman, but can you kind of explain what the story is?
Yeah. So basically, there's a dozen stories that have been around for a while, but the one that I seem to read a lot is that someone was out driving late at night, and their headlights caught the reflection of some eyes in the water. And the image that is shared a lot looks like a giant frog person in the water, a bipedal frog person. But I guess, as with a lot of cryptids, this image is actually a weird angle of a huge iguana that got out of someone's house and just happened to be like in some shallow water.
Mhm.
It's always fun to kind of break them down, and like, oh, now I see the iguana. But right off the bat, it's totally a frog person. And there's been
um,
multiple sightings, which makes it harder to argue, I think. Um, Letter S is actually squonk, Squonk.
yeah, that's
It is it's from like the northern Pennsylvania area. It is a pig that doesn't fit in its own skin, and it's very sad about that. And it cries all the time, and you can hear it in the woods in Pennsylvania. But if you spot it, it will turn itself into tears and soak itself into the ground and reappear somewhere else in Pennsylvania. And since posting that I'm doing cryptids for my next alphabet, I have gotten an unexpected amount of requests for squonk. So I'm pretty excited. If you look up some images, there's a lot of illustrations of squonk online, and all of them are just bonkers.
Wow.
The main Wikipedia image is very funny.
Do you believe in any of these?
Okay, so this is fun. So one of them that is in the alphabet is the thylacine, which is the Tasmanian tiger, which did exist, proven to exist. It went extinct in 1936, which wasn't all that long ago. But my partner and I managed to go to Australia. She's a synchronized swimmer, and she got to compete in Melbourne. While we were there, we were like, it might be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Let's go to Tasmania and experience this amazing place. And we started asking people what their thoughts were on the thylacine. Does it exist? Do you think it still exists? Is it actually extinct? And we had one person tell us, like, no, I don't think it's around anymore. Everyone else firmly believes that this amazing creature is still in these untouched parts of this island. Wow. And I'm like on their side. I think it's still out there. I think it's pretty amazing. And I think I do believe in Sasquatch. I think I do believe in like something bipedal, covered in hair in some part of the world, whether it's the skunk ape or the Yeti or Bigfoot.
Yeah,
has to be out there.